Welcome back everyone. In today's video I'm going to be building a Republic supply depot on Ryloth. I started out by making a large black frame and making sure it would be big enough for a couple Republic fighter tanks. Once I had the right size, I added a layer of plate and brick to bring the ground level up to the correct height. I wanted to make sure that the platform looked as though it could have been airdropped down and assembled on the ground, so I made it out of 15 separate modules that fit together. I used 8x8 plates with the grid pattern to give the otherwise plain surface some much needed detail. I attached them to the base at an angle using classic turntable pieces to make it a bit more interesting as well. Connecting them all was very annoying, but well worth the trouble. I then built ramps onto the platform. Each one is decorated with some studded strips for extra grip when driving up, as well as an arrow indicating the direction vehicles should be traveling. I attached them to the platform using hinge bricks. It left a gap on top, so I filled it using cheese slopes. For the terrain, I chose to go with dark tan, olive green, and medium nougat colors. I want to add paths worn in the dirt from vehicles coming and going on the platform, so that's what I'm going to use the medium nougat for. On each side of the platform, I also made sure to add some stairs for the clones to use. What I'm building now will be for a defensive turret. We'll get to building that in just a bit. I'm also adding a pathway leading to it from the main platform. Now I'm adding those dirt paths from the vehicles. In retrospect, I'm not sure if this would make a lot of sense in universe, because most vehicles hover or walk somehow, but I thought it looked cool and the color goes nicely with the dark tan. I used a mix of 3 types of grass pieces, and I'm really happy with the result. On the other side of the platform, you can see I added the foliage without the olive green plates underneath. That's just because after the first patch of grass, I realized that with the technique I'm using, you can't see the color of the plates underneath anyway, so it was a waste of time. Now I'm finally building the turret. I was putting it off until the end because, honestly, I was kind of dreading it. Fortunately though, it turned out much nicer than I had hoped it would. The stand that it rests on is built studs down, and you'll see why in a moment when I attach it to the base. It comes equipped with its own shield generator, and that's what I'm building now. It was a fun last-minute addition, and I think it fits well. The rest of the turret is pretty simple, just a middle housing for the massive guns on each side. I had to use the red Technic half pins where the gun barrels attach to the round cylinders because the normal gray ones don't have enough friction. The red ones have high friction, so that way the barrels don't spin freely whenever you move it around. The guns can rotate vertically in a 180-degree arc for unmatched coverage of the skies. It's also controlled automatically by some type of targeting system, which is why there's no need for a clone trooper inside. Like I said a moment ago, I built the legs of the turret inverted. That's because studs fit perfectly into the crisscross pattern on the 8x8 plate, and that's how it's attached to the base. One last addition right before I finished the MOC was the communication station, with lots of control panels and a radar dish. One of my favorite details is the exposed rocket pods that I added on the fighter tank. I also added some boxes nearby filled with more rockets so they can reload quickly. It wouldn't be a supply depot without lots of boxes, supplies, and fuel. I would have added more, but I thought it would be crowded enough as is. I made the platform big enough to hold up to 2 fighter tanks at once, or in an emergency even a gunship. However, right now the clones are utilizing one side for fighter tanks and the other side for supplies and a few ATRTs. The design for the ATRTs is from a guy named Packer221 on YouTube or Instagram. I've been using his design for many years and it's so far the best I've come across. Overall, I'm really happy with how this MOC turned out. One of the things I love is adding bits of story, like the clone troopers sweeping dirt from the platform, the technicians fueling up and reloading the fighter tank, or the squad of ARF troopers leaving for a scouting mission. I was able to capture just what I had in mind with this build, and that's a great feeling. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. This is the first proper video I've uploaded this year. Recently, I've been showcasing my builds only in shorts. So if you like the long-form videos that go into more detail, please be sure to let me know that you'd like more by dropping a like on the video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.